Welcome to the Off-Label Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. Look, there's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on. Protesters actually went to D.C. to protest the actual Democrat Party. It's getting a little wild out there, but it sounds really familiar to me. We're going to talk about that a good little bit here. Let's see. Got a little bit of an audio test for you. Let's play a little game with this, and let's see if you guys can spot what I'm hearing and what everybody else is not hearing. It's kind of like that dress situation in that photo. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a bit too. We got a little panel of CNN panel, and they go full blown meltdown, and it looks weird on camera. Y'all need to see that. Oh my God. And of course, we're going to go through some of the committee hearing stuff we heard. I heard one that is incredibly damning, ladies and gentlemen, and it tells you there's evidence of some fuckery going on. We got a lot more than that coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just go ahead and start the show. And before we do, we might have started something, ladies and gentlemen. More and more of you want to talk. More and more of you are about to. We got a new regular everyday American sitting down with us for the first time. Let's go ahead and start the show.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
But I remember when I built the pyramids, right? It was tough. It was tough as a motherfucker.
You built the pyramids?
Yeah, because we was hauling all the stuff up like that, but we did it all with sound, right? We did it with sound, and then we had a blanket. We had sound and we had a blanket, and it came down like that. You know? That's what I was tripping on. You see, we working on his brow chakra. We're just in back of the crown chakra. And that's why he's been tripped up and he's laid on his car pavements and all that stuff.
What does this mean for us?
It means you'll be psychically attacked. You're son number 3. They're coming at you from all angles. They're coming at you from the Sirius, right? They're coming at you from the Orion, okay? Which also connects to Dan, right? Dan's best friend, man's best friend. That's dog. That's the dog star. That's Sirius. That's some serious shit, man. Now your mother, she's just a hoe. But I remember...
That's my favorite part. There's your mother. She's just a hoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw, I believe, would be Robert Downey Jr. coming up with his character in Tropic Thunder. That one.
And apparently Terrence Howard took it seriously.
Never knew RDJ did an extended Terrence Howard bit, and it has me rolling.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
I seriously have to believe it's at that point. Like, that's the only time that dude's ever done blackface and nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody still gives a fuck.
They tried and they're like, nah, man, that shit was great. Stop. And then you ain't fucking up that one.
Well, welcome, folks, to another edition of the Off of Podcast with our special guest.
Wild Child.
Hey,
How you doing, Wild Child?
Great, thank you.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
That was a long sigh.
it was a
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
it's like I'm from Tennessee. You know,
Not a fucking interview, man.
I mean, you
like,
told me your entire background yesterday and shit. All right, and now you're just like, well,
I mean, I'm from East Tennessee. I grew up in Nashville. You know,
What was that like? What was that like growing up in like? Were you in Nashville or like in the surrounding area of Nashville?
I went to school. I went to high school out in the suburbs of Nashville, but you know, when we on the weekends, you know, we went everywhere. We ran all over the place in every part of town. And then once I got out of school, I moved to downtown was where my first apartment was. And so I just, you know, my dad's a Vietnam veteran. My mom raised me by herself, but you know, she was always working. So I just kind of did whatever, ran the streets, you know,
Are you part
whatever.
Vietnamese?
you ran the streets.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
Gen
like, those
X.
two questions should not have gone together at the
Gen
same
X.
time.
Man, look, Gen X didn't have parents. We had a key to the house, and that was what we had.
I had to
forget-
drink from the fucking hose when I was a kid living in Delaware.
you were
My
locked
parents
out,
kicked
Will.
me the fuck out and told me, do not come home. They locked the door.
Well, it was funny because Amanda showed me this this meme the other day that said parents give their kids iPads to shut them up, and our parents just kicked us out of the house to shut us
Go
up.
outside.
So either way, our parents wanted us to shut the fuck up. That's all they
Yeah,
wanted. They just wanted peace and quiet for
no
fucking
way.
a couple
Well,
hours.
see, my
Yeah.
mom would just go away. She would just leave. She bowled a lot. She was always at the bowling alley. So I would get a ride with her to the bowling alley in Hermitage, and I was like, hey, we're going down to KFC to get some popcorn chicken, and bitch, I was gone just everywhere. And
So fucking specific. I'm
Just
going
saying.
to get some mashed potatoes and gravies.
No,
I'll see you in
but
about.
Nashville is really it's a special place because I live in East Tennessee, and it's like up here it's very rural, very country, like hillbilly type stuff. And then on the other end of Tennessee, you know, Tennessee is long.
You're not helping my case.
And then on the other end of Tennessee, you have Memphis, which is, you know, predominantly black and stuff. And so Nashville in the middle is really like
Nashville's a happening fucking place. It's
it
like
is the perfect blend of country. It's like where all that comes together, and you know, not just country music, but the record industry is really big for all kinds of music.
Right.
And you know, that brings the devil. So, you know, there's all kinds of Nashville is really like country.
I mean,
and,
Nashville is a place.
And you know,
there's a place in Nashville called Painter's fucking Alley.
I know, yeah, that's
You walk
downtown.
into a strip club in Painter's Alley, they can go full nude, yet need nipple tassels. Or nipple pasties, at least.
That must have been that they changed the
always
laws a lot.
I'm gonna say that it is.
Oh,
Always
they have.
It is.
They have. It's just like, okay,
Listen,
now
I went
you
to-
must wear nipple pasties. That's the only thing. You can go full nude, like showing butt
Yeah, they
cracks, spreading
changed
your
the
butt
laws
cheeks
a
and
lot.
everything. And
There was a man named Al Woods who owned a bunch of like massage parlors and strip clubs and stuff, and he was on the cover of the little local newspaper called the Nashville Scene, and he was standing up, and like between his legs you could see downtown. And it was like, he was like, I'm the king of Nashville. And he was talking in this scene all about how many millions of dollars he made. And so the IRS came after him and shut down a whole bunch of his establishments and changed the laws around adult business licenses and stuff like that. So So before that, it was woe, but after that, it was less woe.
Listen, I went
So-
to East Tennessee one time and came back with colitis. I ain't going back there. Fuck that shit.
Colitis? Where did you go?
Hold on.
What?
Tell it again.
I went to East Tennessee once and I came home with colitis.
And why is that?
Well, I mean, we're not gonna get into specifics, but I might have eaten food that I wasn't supposed to, but still. I went to
Okay.
East Tennessee one time and came back with colitis. Shut the
Probably
fuck
had
up,
something
Richard.
with a lot of bacon grease in it.
Yeah, it was pork. Yeah, it was pork.
So like I knew. I was like, oh, that sounds like bacon grease to me.
Your body ain't ready for what the fuck we have around here.
Listen, I'm
That's all
Puerto
it
Rican,
is.
motherfucker. That's all we eat is fucking grease.
Oh, y'all cook with lard.
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, we're fucking Puerto Ricans. That's all we.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not just used to your fucking southern shit. Your southern shit's just weird.
Motherfucker, you want to put anything you got against biscuits and fucking gravy any day?
Yeah,
Let's
Taylor had
go.
mac and cheese. Taylor had mac and cheese.
More southern shit for me. That's fine. You just do
Biscuit
what you
and
need.
motherfucking gravy. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, I
Anyway.
understand. I understand biscuits and gravy, but like, do they have to have it every fucking where? Like every truck stop, like there's just everything's biscuits and gravy. Hey, you want a ham sandwich with biscuits and gravy? Hey, you want fucking churros with biscuits and gravy? Hey, you want a cheesecake with biscuits and gravy? No, I just want fucking a cheesecake. Can I just have a fucking cheesecake without some biscuits and gravy?
And now you know why we're so fat.
No, that's another thing. That's another thing I learned out here is y'all motherfuckers put up sticks of butter. It's not like we
Yeah, we
use
do.
a
We
part
do.
of it. Like it's like, you know, a half a stick of butter and some fucking macaroni and cheese. Y'all motherfuckers put packets, just the whole 4 things of butter in one thing of fucking macaroni and cheese. And it's like, okay.
It's
all right.
because the butter goes out and it gets on your biscuit on the side of your plate.
Right.
It's like
See?
multitasking.
Yeah, I guess.
It's basically
with a
planning
side
ahead.
of- a side of cholesterol. I thought Puerto
It
Ricans
doesn't-
use grease on a lot of shit. Holy
Dude.
balls.
You can take away the gravy. There is a biscuit for damn near every meal around here. Okay? Or at least a roll.
Yeah, I like
And
dinner
that's
rolls.
to soak up all the shit at the bottom of your
Well, that's-
plate when you're done.
You have to sop it up with something,
Well,
don't
that's the
you?
same thing on the East Coast. It's like you can't have you can't have spaghetti and meatballs without having garlic bread or bread or something like that.
Exactly.
It's, you
Oh,
gotta
fuck yeah.
you gotta have it, something to take the sauce. You know,
But,
so
but all the
yeah.
greasy ass shit we have, that's what we use. Anyway.
So anyway, I was I lived in Nashville until my daughter was born in 2004, and I tried to stay down there, but it was just I lived in a bad neighborhood, so like there was a lot of gang shit going on. So that's when I moved back up here to East Tennessee, and when she was a baby, and I've just I've been here ever since. It's kind of funny because I was actually a dancer in strip clubs down there and a DJ. I was DJing in strip clubs in Nashville, and then when I left there, I came up here.
hold on.
No, listen,
Oh,
this is
no,
funny.
no. You can't just fucking speed past that, madam. No.
I came back up here and got a job.
Nope.
I left there.
You cannot
Listen.
say. Were you one or the other? Were you a dance? Did you just like in the middle of your set? You're like, you're scratching. All of a sudden, you're like, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go on
I did
stage.
both.
You did both.
Yeah.
So who was DJing while you were on stage, or did you just
set
fucking
up.
throw it on autopilot?
Yeah, you throw it on. Yeah, you just set up like 3 songs, and I'll be like, whatever.
What?
It wasn't that
I love
serious.
how the fuck he
No,
walks
but listen.
away.
Whoa.
Hold on. I love how the fuck he walks away, comes back,
I went to
and
get a
that's
snack.
what he hears.
Went to go
And
get
he's
some
like,
muffins.
wait, what?
Hold on. What was your stage name?
Christmas.
No, the fuck it wasn't. I don't give you no Christmas shit, Lloyd. What was your stage name?
Christmas.
Are you telling me in the middle of fucking July you were gonna hear
Honey.
Welcome to the stage, Christmas.
It's
Right?
me. Listen. I'm not trying to say my government name on here, but
I'm not asking
No.
your government. You use your fucking real name as your stage name.
No, yeah, you can. It's relevant to my real name.
I mean, we are 15 minutes in, but what up, everybody? Fuck. This just went off the fucking rails immediately.
This
All
is
right?
why I love this. This is why I love this.
Hey, I'm just an average, everyday American.
I'm just a good old
don't know.
boy.
Hold on.
I don't
Hold
live in the
on.
home.
Oh God,
No,
that's gonna be
but-
great. Y'all are gonna have to watch right after the Rumble cut tonight because it's gonna be fucking amazing. Anyway, but no, go like.
So who's the
So
girl
really,
after you?
though, I've
Before
always
you?
been-
Thanksgiving?
I've always been good with computers, though, right? So,
Right.
and I mean,
Hold
I'm
on.
smart.
Hold on. Let her connect it all together for you, Davey.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. So I've always been really good with computers, like, being my age, I grew up playing every video game system, from Atari to every video game system. I played every game, and I've always been good with computers and stuff. So when I left down there, no muffin. But so when I left down there, I came up here and got a job at the
What up, Michael?
for the
Enjoy.
Department of Defense. And it was like, because I'm good with computers, you know what I mean? And like, so I got a job at like a nuclear plant for the Department of Defense. And it was just kind of like,
Is your name Aaron Brockovich?
no. But I'm just
What
telling,
the
like,
How do you go from DJing and dancing at a strip club to working at the DOD?
that's what
Hold
I
on.
was sitting at my desk.
I mean, they
saying,
are
because I was
hookers at
just
the
like-
DOD, and they are prostitutes there too. But how the fuck?
I mean, I never had anything on my criminal record or anything. So, at that point,
I mean, you
But-
don't. You,
Dude, how did I, as a man who literally right after high school worked with a chemical plant making the ink that goes in your pens, to being a military contractor?
that's what I'm saying. Like, they
Right?
didn't have a reason not to hire
I
me.
understand how this could have happened, and this is why I wanted to like
divine
I love you.
intervention 5 times. That's how.
I mean, the point is that when my daughter was born, I really changed into a different person. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I really
as most
just
women would.
grew up instantly, and that was really kind of what led me into the world of politics. Was when she was born, I really started reading like food labels and stuff like that, and doing a lot of research about food additives. And this was in like the early 2000s. And so, when I found out that like Donald Rumsfeld had pushed the approval of aspartame through the FDA and stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, and it's like I just started kind of digging more into that kind of stuff. And it was like, that was when I realized that they really want us to be sick. And, and I kind of had like almost like a nervous breakdown. I was like, they're really trying to fucking kill us. So, that was when I was like, I have to change my life, and I have to, like, I literally started going to college. I was going to go for, I wanted to be a lawyer. Like, I wanted to take down Monsanto and shit like that. So, like, I was a political science major.
I wasn't off when I said it's Aaron Brockovich. I wasn't.
Man, I love
Hold
that
on,
movie,
no,
but
no,
I really
this
was.
is
I was in political science, and but it was just like law school. It was too much. So
Davey?
I kind of let that go.
Davey.
Yeah.
When we tie this all together real fucking quick, you're gonna understand why she's here. Go ahead.
But yeah, like that was what I was getting at. Was I that's when I kind of started paying attention to laws that were passed and just like the revolving door. I actually saw this movie. It's a documentary called The Future of Food. And it's about how like Monsanto, gotten patents on seeds and stuff like that. And they were the Roundup Ready seeds and all that, and they were actually taking people's land, and so it's like I just went headlong into that kind of stuff, and like I didn't care about anything before my daughter came, and then when she came, it was like I just started caring about everything, and I just kind of.
Well, I mean, you have to
Listen,
protect another life, so I get it.
When I was in my I had my daughter my girlfriend had my daughter when we were 20. Well, I was 20, and like before that, I could give a fuck if a child or a dog died in a movie. After my daughter died, after my daughter was born, a fucking Hallmark commercial would make me cry because I would just think my daughter.
Yeah. That was me too. I was like, oh my God.
Before that, kick a kid down the hallway, punt the dog off the fucking roof. I didn't care. My kid was born. I'm like,
I know. I was like, why do people take babies in restaurants? Fucking shut up.
Yo, the first movie
I was just like, oh my God.
The first movie I ever took my daughter to was Freddy versus Jason. She was like 4 months old. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lost my job at the nuclear plant during the whole economic meltdown in 2009, and
right.
And that's when I went to work in the same industry but in the private sector for like a private sector defense contractors, because that's all that's in this town is those kind of jobs. So
the same here.
Yeah, so you understand. So
we got Redstone Arsenal, so yes, I do.
I did that, and then when I bought my first house, I was like 40 years old when I first was able to buy a house, and I just started gardening and just getting into like growing my own food, and I got chickens, and they took over my life, and so that's kind of what I've been doing recently is making like homesteading self-sufficiency videos on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, and so that's pretty much.
Now hold on. Now we've been talking for a good little minute with the voice of the people. You said with the committee hearings and everything, listen to them, talk with me about them and everything like that too, but you mentioned a company you worked for not too long ago.
Yeah.
What was that company's name?
It's called Leidos. It's spelled Leidos, which is kind of like I'd never heard of them honestly before I got a job there, and I didn't know how to pronounce it until I started working there. But yeah, Leidos is a private sector defense contractor. They have multitudes of contracts with the federal government. They're kind of they bought a like an IT portion of Lockheed Martin. So they own they have they tend to acquire small like Dynetics. They bought Dynetics. They bought man, they own so many damn companies. It's crazy. It's really it's like the biggest contractor that nobody's ever heard of.
You are a real Poles to riches fucking story, aren't you?
I wish that I'm ready for the riches. That's
Here's the real fucking kicker, dude. And I know you don't realize this at this point, and this is gonna blow your fucking mind. Do you remember this story from Tuesday?
Yeah.
What's the name of the company in this?
That's Leidos.
Leidos.
That's them. That company that I used to work for got hacked. And I was just like, oh shit. Because I'm really just like, man, if my name is on any papers, I'm
you said that in the chat in whatchamacallit?
Right.
In the Discord.
Right.
So that, you worked there.
I set that up as a thread because I was just like, let's fucking go. This is who we're talking to right now. This woman who was involved in this, who let us know that this fucking happened. Now, what was your job while you were there, though?
I was a very lowly administrative person, which I was probably one of the lowest paid people in the company, and I probably did the most work, because that's how they do. That's how that, and to me, that's the difference between working in the government and then going to the private sector in the same industry, was seeing how the government does things and seeing how private companies do things. And this whole hack situation is just
There's an actual
I'm
company
not
named
surprised at all.
Dianetics.
Dianetics, I think it's
Y.
DY.
Yeah.
That is
DYNATICS.
book,
Yeah.
Dianetics by L.
Yeah,
Ron
I've
Hubbard.
heard of that company. Yeah.
I think it's DYNETICS.
Yeah.
Dynetics. Yeah.
Dianetics.
It's DYNETICS. You can look at Leidos's website and see all the companies that they own. It's crazy.
Yeah, let me get that for that.
Hey, look, it's in Huntsville, Alabama. On 1002 East Explorer Boulevard, Northwest.
Their headquarters is outside of Washington D.C. in Virginia, but they have they have locations everywhere, like Saudi Arabia. They have offices anywhere and everywhere you can think of.
The fucked up thing?
Stuff.
Wow, look at all this.
Yes,
aviation, defense, energy and industry, government, health, intelligence, science and space, artificial intelligence, cyber, data science and engineering, digital modernization.
There's no telling what these documents are that got hacked.
Holy balls of fuck.
This company used to be SAIC, and in 2013 they split into two separate companies, and because SAIC wanted to stay owned by the stockholders, and Leidos wanted to go public.
Leidos awarded $32 million defense radar contract. Sorry.
Look, that's all, man.
Leidos and
NASCAR
the
contracts they have, it's crazy. I'm really, really wanting to know what
that is. Hold on.
What got hacked from this?
Go back through what they do.
Okay.
They have health.
So you got aviation.
Okay.
Defense,
the sky.
Energy and industry.
Okay.
Government. That's just broad as it is. Health, homeland, intelligence, science, and space. And then artificial intelligence, cyber, data science and engineering, digital modernization, integrated systems. Oh, I keep mission operations and software. Holy,
they're in everything.
Holy,
here's the fucked up thing, dude.
Balls.
No. Here's the fucked up thing. They're IT service providers to the Pentagon, Homeland Security, NASA, and other U.S. government agencies, according to Bloomberg.
Yeah,
so they are a server farm.
NIAID, fucking Fort Detrick.
Why? This is a fucking problem. Why the fuck are we contracting out server farms to third-party fucking companies under the banner of military contracting?
Because they're friends. They're patting each other on the back, buddy. Like, here you go. Like
Homeland fucking Security, NASA, and Pentagon shit is sitting on a third-party fucking server. Let's back the fuck up a second on this.
I mean, they're on
y'all want to be pissed? No, let me finish this. Hold on. Y'all want to be pissed about Clinton having secret shit on her home fucking server? Why does the federal fucking government have secret shit on somebody else's server?
Low-paid admins do all their work. That was my whole point. Was I was the sole admin for like 5 different departments under finance. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of things that I should have never seen.
Did you have to go through an extensive back?
I need y'all to look at that because I don't feel like I'm supposed. And they were just like, just hurry up and get it done.
Did you have to go through an extensive background check for that?
No.
Oh my God.
No, not like I did at the government. You know, when I worked for the actual government,
hold on.
they were on
Did
top
you-
of their stuff.
Did you do the government first and then that?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I
you
guess
already
having
had your
that on my
background.
resume.
Hold on, that was a fast track too. You already had your background check and everything done because if the government fucking cleared you, anything like
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
just
why
having that.
most
I worked at Wawa
military
Place.
contracting is actually done by military, like the military.
yeah, but
foreign
still,
or like no, hold on.
it doesn't matter because I
Wait.
know because it doesn't matter because if you work for a company like that, just because
I
she
understand.
has a government background doesn't mean automatically she's okay. They still should have run something through as a check if she's going to work partially for the government.
Understand. But that's like, dude, it's like getting a concealed weapon permit or an open carry permit. That's valid anywhere as a valid ID. So if you're cleared for the government to work with the government, you were cleared for military contracting work. That's how it fucking goes. That was a fast track in.
They
Me,
have a
myself, they
program.
dug through everything. I was like 20 something years old. So you ain't got shit really other than a little medical debt. Who the fuck doesn't at that age? But I mean, that's all you had. As far as that goes, I saw shit I shouldn't have seen.
Yes, but I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing.
Like
and
what?
just documents that I should have never ever been exposed to. And I was in charge
I
of
shouldn't
them.
have either.
Like-
and I was in charge of them.
Like
Yeah,
what?
a
Like-
lot.
Like classified documents?
Yes.
man,
No, I'm talking to her. I know you. Her.
when I
Like
started
classified-
working there, well, like I said, I was the sole admin for multiple departments. So one of these departments was they had a team of people working on government contracts and subcontracts, and every single one of it was like a team of like 10 people, and every contract that they worked on came straight to me. I put my cover letter on the front of it and uploaded it to their database, and then I take care of the physical copy, the paper hard copies. So the girl that worked there before me was very lazy, and I had to clean up a bunch of stuff that she had not dealt with, which was like there was it was supposed to be a conference room, but there was a whole giant freaking room of boxes, like banker boxes of government contracts, government subcontracts. And we're talking about with every name. I mean, if you Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, every branch of the government that you can think of, every branch of the military. And I was like, wow, like this stuff is supposed to not be in these boxes in this room. And my boss
Where
lady
is it
was
coming?
like, I need you to go through these. These shits went back to like 1987. It was a whole room of documents in boxes in a fucking conference room. It's not even locked. There, and because the people sometimes had to go in there and dig through them to find stuff that they needed. And they were like,
I'm just going to leave this
these.
comment going while you go ahead and talk. Go.
She was like, we really need these to be scanned into the system so that they could look the documents up, on their computers instead of having to go through here and dig through them on paper. And I was just like, okay, but I was doing stuff for all 5 of those departments. So it was like, I'm literally doing like 4 people's job already when she wanted me to take, time out of that stuff to go in this room, dig through these old ass, some of them looked like they had been typed on typewriters, and I'm like going and the company, like some of them belong to Lockheed, some of them belong to whatever. And then, there was different identifying information. Like this company would have called it contract number, blah, blah, blah. Well, Leidos had their own contract numbers that they assigned to everything. So it was like you had to dig through all these papers and find something that showed you what contract it was.
So you just had everyday normal citizen without any security check, any security background.
Yeah, please go
available
through here and dig through these papers.
to see every contract, everything that the government wants to hide from everybody. Normal everyday people can just go through
Not
it
all
and
of
just
them
look.
were classified. Some of them might have been build this bridge over here, or
But still,
build the fence around this building over there, or whatever. But so, I mean, some of this shit was like stuff that I didn't even know. That like Rolls-Royce makes engines for helicopters and shit like that. I was like, oh shit, wow, and it was really interesting.
What was that? What was that comment you had up? The guy didn't change the fucking password?
That is the incompetence,
Is that what it was?
though. Yes. He didn't change the default password, and that's how their IT system
the
got
default
hacked.
password.
The default fucking password.
Oh yeah, that was I remember that. Yeah, so it was really just like, we just need to hurry up and get this done. So if anybody comes to check, they're just not here. So just hurry up and just hurry up and get that, get these. And so I had to. It was thousands of boxes of papers, and
just to throw this at you, Davey. When I was a child living in Delaware, my neighbor or my cousin, lived like 4 houses down from us.
I used to have a picture of it on my phone. It's probably not good.
My cousin was raided by the cops. Just one random fucking day, raided by the fucking cops. Nobody knows what the fuck happened. Turns out my fucking cousin, who's like a year or two older than me, was logging into the bank that was right across the street from where the fuck I grew up. Check this out. Admin password 1. That was a login he was fucking using to hack into a bank system. Why? Because he liked the fucking music in the waiting area.
Damn.
It helped him fucking study.
I mean,
this kid
your cousin's a fucking nerd.
Dude, this is my fucking genetics. All right, this kid hacked into a fucking bank. Early fucking internet. Hacked into a fucking bank using admin password 1. Not even before capitalization was a fucking thing.
Dude, could you imagine him in the middle of Senate and Congress, and they're just like, so you hacked into the banks. What were you? And you're quoted here as saying you just wanted to hear the music. So
and they're like, yeah,
anything.
Right.
No, there's no money missing. No,
he had full fucking access to the bank records of everybody. All accounts, fucking
the music.
All access to everybody who ever did any banking with them across the fucking region. He had full access to. And the motherfucker did it just because he wanted to listen to the music. You're talking about a 7-year-old fucking kid did that shit.
Yeah, everybody's heard that song.
But to see this shit play out in the fucking federal government, dude, you have to realize it is our generation that is the IT people there that are running shit now.
That's true.
Our generation didn't change the password back then, neither did theirs. So
Jesus. Cheese and crackers.
I really like chalk it up to corporate greed, because you've got the people at the top making hella money, and don't do any work. They sit in meetings all day, and then you have the low paid
Slave
stupid
labor.
people, you know. And I mean, there were people there that made twice as much money than me, and they're like
Hold on.
sending me DMs like, "Hey, how do I do this?" And I was like, "Bitch, if I made your money, you know, I should know how to do my job."
Let me ask you a question. As a woman living in the South, not too far from where I am, I could probably be there 5-6 hours. Racism in the South, is it a thing?
That was a fucking left-hand turn. Where the fuck did we come with that?
That's okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Is it as prevalent as everybody tries to make it out to be?
Emotional damage.
I don't feel like it's as prevalent as like rich people against poor people. You know, because a huge percentage of the white people in the South are like some white trash, you know, and so, you know, like they get treated just as bad, and it doesn't matter what color you are. Like poor people, if you're poor, you're just, it's like, ugh, you stink, you know. Like I don't think it's really, I don't really think it has as much to do with race anymore. It probably, as it did obviously in the past, but you know, I think it's a classism.
You're right. It is more so class. I actually grew up in a trailer park, like in the middle of absolutely nowhere in a trailer park. There was no insulation in the walls. If it was 100 degrees outside, it was 160 in. We didn't run the air conditioner because it was too expensive.
Yeah, you can't afford it.
You're talking about $300, $400, $500 with no insulation. All that air conditioning is just leaving. I lived in a fucking tin can. I grew up from fucking
like
nothing.
The walls are hot,
right? And it's wood fucking paneling, so they're already fucking cooking. It's like a wood stove oven. It really is. You got tin around you, wood paneling inside, no insulation. There's just a pocket of air that you're not going to be able to cool down because there's nothing in between. So, I mean, it is that kind of situation. I grew up from that. To be in the position where I am, as hard as I've worked, as the things that I've fucking done, just to be kicked in the balls now, that's what pisses me off. And this is actually what got me into doing this shit. Like, I did that.
Racism?
I pulled the racism shit. No, there's a reason for that, but I pulled myself up by my bootstraps and I made the fucking what is supposed to be middle class for my area, which is quickly becoming the poor class again. I don't fucking like it, but I want to tie it. I kind of went off on a tangent of that, but the whole racism thing, I wanted to bring it up and ask you that question kind of like off the cuff, because we're all, like, the South is known for being like racist because of the slavery shit and everything like that. I don't see it more prevalent. I see it prevalent everywhere else more than the South.
I feel like old people in the South are super fucking racist. Like, they're the most.
I mean, hold on, they grew up during the civil rights era, so they're not. They were adults back then.
You know, like I was saying about Nashville, it's super diverse there. Yeah. And so you have, you know, like the black football players at my school wore cowboy hats and cowboy boots to school. So it was really like a mesh of everybody. And like when my daughter was born and she was like a newborn, I lived in public housing in Nashville, you know, and just because I wanted to stay home with her, I didn't want to go give her to a daycare and go back to work, you know, immediately. And so the people in the projects where I lived, I mean, literally like adopted me, like everything except on paper. I mean, I have like, even now, and this is like 20 years ago, like I have black family that.
It's worse now than it was 5 years ago. And that's because of all the The George Floyd shit. Let's just call it what it is. It was never a fucking thing. Race was never a thing. Nobody fucking cared until George Floyd happened.
I don't
Not
know.
really. I think
Occupy Wall
Trayvon,
Street was a thing too.
Trayvon
but-
Martin.
Like I said, I think the old people
OJ.
are the ones that really
Ah,
were raised by
Literally,
obviously,
that's
people
what-
that came from
It's
very,
been
very
okay.
hard racist times.
okay, I will say it's been boiling up for a minute, but nobody noticed until George Floyd.
Nobody really noticed until the fucking internet decided to blast it all over the place for everybody to see that, oh, this guy's racist.
I was gonna say
Well,
that.
I mean
think
that's
social
crafting a
media-
narrative.
And it's
Yeah,
come to the point
controlling
now,
it.
and it's come to the point now where fucking you can't even talk about Kamala Harris without it being racist. And it's like, dude, this whole thing is just fucking retarded. It's fucking retarded. You anything you say against her is you're just racist and misogynist. Why? Because she's a fucking victim? No,
Right.
she's allowed the same criticisms as everybody fucking else. Once again, it's not about
you want to run for the fucking president. Balls the fuck out, bitch. It doesn't matter. I'm coming after every fucking bit of you, just like you
That's
did with
what we
Trump, just
do.
like we did with Obama, just like we did with Bush, just like we did with
do that
Clinton.
for every
Thank God Willie
president.
Brown
You
pulled
better
his
be
balls
ready.
out.
These
you
ain't-
better be
this
ready
ain't-
for everything you've ever done or everything you've ever said to be just like, oh, here's what they said
Right.
20,000 years ago. Yeah, you better be ready for that type of stuff.
I mean, if you're talking about the president of the United States, this ain't Knives Out. This is Nukes the fuck out. All right, we're coming after you. This is who you're supposed to represent us, and we're finding out that you sucked Willie Brown's dick to get where you are, ma'am. I got a fucking problem. You want to be
That's
heralded
okay.
as a role model for young girls, young black girls. And their message is, if you want to get where I am, suck a dick.
Be pretty, be skinny,
Listen,
laugh a lot.
I wanted to be like
know.
Donald Trump, and I stuck my balls in a blonde, so we're good.
Silly.
What
With
happened?
that, I'm going to take a piss. You got this, Davey. I'm going to leave it to
I know
you.
I do. I know I do. So I'm just baffled. So I don't want to. Do you still work in the same industry now as you did before, or
No, I am retired now.
okay?
I have like medication induced lupus
Okay.
from like psych meds because I have like a lot of depression and stuff. And so I have taken like a lot of psych meds for a very long time, and I started having like joint problems. And so I'm disabled now. I'm basically on disability because I have it's a lot like arthritis,
Mhm.
but it's almost like arthritis and fibromyalgia like mixed together. And so I'm not able to physically, like mentally I've always, struggled, but I've always but now it's like I physically just can't do stuff like I used to.
And you're good at maintaining your lifestyle, with what you get, or is it hard?
It's hard. I mean, like my check basically covers my house payment. So, but
a way-
my
have any-
my daughter's here and she's grown now. She works and we just do it together, and too, like being poor, growing up poor.
What just
like,
happened? What did
teaches
I
you
come
how to
back to?
live on, you learn how to live on nothing.
Yeah.
Like, when she was a baby, I lived on like $75 a week child support for years and just made magic happen somehow. You just figure out how to. And too, like my grandmother was, like grew up during the Depression, so I have a lot of I don't throw stuff away, and I don't, if we have hamburgers, they turn into spaghetti sauce the next day, and
Well, that's the
stuff
thing.
like that. So
That's
I'm
the thing,
really
though.
super thrifty, and
That's the thing nowadays, that you have these kids growing up that don't fucking understand that. Like they don't They live well above their means. They're going
What's
out.
up, Crystal Case? Hold on.
What's up, Crystal?
Clinton High was the first Southern school to be integrated by the court order here in Anderson County. My mom was going to the school at the time.
Clinton High School got bombed.
Oh,
because that was the first desegregated high school, and it was bombed. Like it wasn't just a bomb threat. Like they actually had somebody plant a bomb at Clinton High School. And thank you, Rhonda. But that it was really, even like around here the school, the desegregation law was passed, but the schools never. The schools didn't do it. It was for years. Alfalfa wasn't.
Oh, you got your headphones on. Can we talk about this for a second? He's actually correct. The kid who played Alpha was owned by Disney.
Yeah, that's like the early version of what they do with all the Disney stars now. Like, I mean, look at Britney Spears. She's whacked out.
Let me tell you, Britney Spears,
Lindsay Lohan. I mean, goddamn.
I mean,
Amanda Bynes.
I mean, we're all finding out all that stuff about the music industry and.
But people have been saying this shit for years. Corey Feldman said it, and Baba Walters told him, "You can't just say that." Yes, you can.
But they were just like, "Don't." Yeah, I follow a guy on YouTube named Hassan Campbell, and he was his whole channel is all about how he grew up in Brooklyn or the Bronx and like Africa Bambaataa, like
No. Hold on. Let's clear this up. That's why it was a joke. He was an orphan that Disney was paying his family that had adopted him lots of money.
So they pimped him out.
Yes, exactly.
Basically,
he was owned by Disney because without that, they
probably
the family was going to give him up. Yeah, the family was going to give his ass up. And Disney's like, fine, this kid's, we can make him a fucking thing. Let's do it. And they paid the family to use his likeness.
Body.
Fucking, like, from the very beginning, they pimped his ass out.
And he was a white kid.
Right.
Disney has a lot of white slaves.
They've been doing that stuff for a long time. And, back then they didn't have the internet. So.
Well, come on. Look what happened to fucking poor Corey Feldman was turned out by fucking, whatchamacallit, by, Emilio Estevez's brother, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
And fucking Lucas. And everybody knew that shit was going on. And
I mean, how many people fucking told us about Harvey Weinstein before it was a fucking thing?
Nobody told us.
Diana Ross, they say Diana Ross is who turned out Michael Jackson when he was real young.
Yeah.
And then he turned fucking weird.
Well, I mean, listen, look at what happened to fucking Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and fucking all those kids.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan.
Fucking Amanda Bynes changing her eyes.
Oh my God, she looks totally different.
Yeah, they fucking use and abuse these kids, and once again, you blame I blame the parents because the parents just want the money and they want their kids to be famous, and they turn the other fucking cheek while their kids were getting their cheeks clapped, and it's just it's a sad state of affairs, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to come out and say, ooh, I mean, even Eazy-E was saying it back in the day when he caught fucking AIDS. And nobody was listening. Nobody wanted to say anything because why? Because all of a sudden, because you wouldn't get the contract. Why do you think all these people disappeared at some point?
Because the Zionists that run the
we're going this route.
They run everything. You saw the movie Straight Outta Compton. You saw that. We all saw that.
I mean, listen.
All right, here's a good point. Before we go any fucking further, because this is borderline shit right now, and I wanted to actually be fucking heard because this is real Americans fucking talking to each other, and we don't give a fuck. However, YouTube does.
They do.
We're actually going to get into we did the whole first fucking hour without talking about shit.
And
except for her connection into this fucking show. But I mean, it was fucking.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, Richard.
But ladies and gentlemen, let's actually go ahead and hit the show. But before we do, You got 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the mainstream narrative has become cancerous to society. Currently, there is no known cure, but doses of other treatments have shown some promising results. Off-label use has been authorized.